Yo, what's up guys, you got II here, back again, once again, bringing you some Hive matches that I've been procrastinating on. So we have about 4 different Hive matches I need to catch you guys up on, and I'm going to give them all to you in this video. No team builders this time, because I want to make this as short as possible, but I should be able to explain why I made the plays I made during the game, even though they've been so long ago. But with that, let's just hop right into the first week 5 match versus Jack, I believe. So Jack has a pretty threatening team, especially for one of my type of team, which is a bit unique in its making, with things like Mega Tankscon and Greninja and Electroid. But his team is definitely very tough for me to break through, mainly because he has things like Umbreon, Scizor, and Toxapex. So I definitely got to be wary around those things. He also has a lot of Rocky Helmet potential mons he could be bringing versus me, so I need to be expectant of something along those lines. But let's just hop right into the match. So I lead Greninja here, probably because I want to get up spikes or go for the hidden power fire and weaken the Scizor as much as possible. If I was Protean, I would have knocked it out, but alas, he brings me down to my sash, as I can now just get the spike, and he goes for the Scald and kills me. Maybe I should have switched out and tried to preserve Greninja, but looking at his team, Toxapex walls it, Umbreon walls it, Thundurus can definitely do something versus me, and then now Bullet Punch from Scizor will be able to knock out Greninja. So maybe I made the right call by going up for a spike, but alas, that is what I did. Let's see if it pays out in the end. But next up, I go into... Okay, so I do remember this Mimikyu set. So I believe I was Infestation, Will-O-Wisp, Rest, and Curse. So the idea behind this was to trap Umbreon or Toxapex and basically try to kill it with Curse. I was running a defensive Mimikyu spread, so as I mentioned, it was kind of made to trap things that would normally beat Mimikyu. But yeah, that's the whole idea behind that, as I just go for the Curse and try to kill the Toxapex here. As he goes for the Scald, gets a crit there, but it doesn't really matter because I do have the Rest, which I go for, I believe, right now. So yeah, I go for the Rest there. As now, the whole point is to just weaken Toxapex to the point where Curse can kill it. In hindsight, I probably should have gone for something along the lines of Mean Look as opposed to Infestation, so that way Toxapex definitely would have been beaten. But hindsight is 2020. I just go for the Infestation there, trying to trap whatever comes in again. Toxapex can definitely, Thundurus can definitely kill Mimikyu, not in one hit, but in 2, and I wanted to still preserve it for things like Umbreon and the Toxapex. So I go into Electroid here, knowing I can take any hit as he goes for the Psychic. Yeah, I go for Discharge just to try to weaken it a bit. That does not do much, as now he gets a crit, and what this does is it forces me to sack Electroid here, because now I will not be able to come in on any other hit. And yeah, so Michael Sky goes down, unfortunately, as he just kills it off with the Psychic. So now go to Mega Tankscon, and I believe I just go for the return, trying to do as much damage as possible, and looky there, it is another Rocky Helmet Mon. So Mesprit comes in, and Tankscon loses a lot of health, as now go into Napoleon. And yeah, I just go for Rocks there. He goes for Roost, as I believe I try to get a Scald Burn on him. At this point, my way of winning is either is mostly Nidoking or Mimikyu, and Nidoking is a physical variant, mainly meant to kill Umbreon with the superpower if possible, and if he's not max defense. As he now goes into Latios, as I believe I go for the Fire Punch, probably trying to just get a kill on Scizor in case he wanted to U-turn out. I can now go into Empoleon here, and basically take any hit Latios wants to go for. I believe I go for Rocks. I need Rocks in order to help put Thundurus in range of the Sucker Punch. Actually, no, Thundurus is already in range of Sucker Punch, but it'll put Latios, if it's a Colbur Berry, in range of the Sucker Punch as well. So we both go for Rocks there. I need Mesprit weakened, no burn, unfortunately. I needed Mesprit Weaken so Kangaskhan can wreak more havoc, as well as Neo King can as well. So goes for Thunderbolt there, gets an unfortunate crit. So what that does is it lets Latios be able to come in and kill Empoleon with another Thunderbolt later. So that's very unfortunate for me. If he didn't get that crit there, then I would have been able to live. Actually, maybe not. But yeah, that happened. Again, guys, this was a while ago, so forgive me if I'm a bit lost on some of the plays I did. But he goes with Thunderbolt there just to kill it off, as now I go into Kangaskhan. I know I can live any hit unless he's Z, and he is Z, and Kangaskhan is gone. But I needed to get that out of the way so Mimikyu can live. I wasn't sure if he was Psychium Z. If he was, then Mimikyu pretty much died. But I go for the Infestation and get a crit there. But now Latios is basically gone. If he's okay, so if he's not Swords Dance Scizor, I still have a chance at this point. I know I can live any hit, even a Thunderbolt from Thundurus at this range with my set. So I go for the station and I basically kill that thing off. So yeah, Thundurus is gone, and now he brings in the Scizor, and I think his play is to go for a Bullet Punch there. So I go for the Curse just to weaken it a bit. This may have been a misplay on my part, but I didn't think he'd want to U-turn out. Again, it was probably a misplay on my part, but regardless, I still have a chance at winning. I go into the Nido King as he switches out and goes into Umbreon, surprisingly. Yeah, I go for the Earthquake. There, do some damage, as I now go for the Earthquake again. Superpower, I believe, had a chance to kill, so I thought he'd scout for that and go into think something like Scizor and sack that thing off, which is what I would have done, but no, he goes to the Moonlight there. Now I can go for the Superpower, doesn't do enough, unfortunately, as he can now just repeatedly Moonlight stall me and eventually win the game. I need a crit at this point to win. I do not get it, and as Illusion said, to the bottom of me with PR. So the bottom of PRs with me. Sorry guys, it's been a long day, but yeah. So I ended up losing 3 out of Jack, and he definitely played his part well. If I had Mean Look on Mimikyu instead of Infestation, I might have won in the end. But regardless, definitely good game to him, and let's move on to Week 7. So Week 7, I'm facing Ace, and surprise, surprise, Ace also has a threatening team. He has the Tapu Koko, the is it Mega Venusaur? I'm pretty sure it's Mega Venusaur. It also has the Togekiss, Metagross, Diggersby, and the Hitmonlee. So I believe I'm rocking Swords Dance, Mimikyu, defensive Necrozma for Hitmonlee, with a lot of speed actually. I believe I'm running enough speed out of speed, max speed Adamant Diggersby. Don't remember what Nino King said I was, but I'm sure we'll find out. Don't remember what Kangaskhan said either I was, but again, I'm sure we'll find out. Hawlucha, yeah, we'll just find out the sets together. Why not, guys? So I lead Kangaskhan, and I go for the fake out here, as he lets me hit it. I'm not sure if that was his play. So I find out after this turn that he's a Scarf Diggersby set. So I guess he wanted to get some U-turn damage off on the off chance I didn't go for a fake out. But if I were him, I probably would have just gone hard Metagross just to get some more Rocky Helmet damage in, as I go for the Body Slam, you know, trying to get those paras, and I do get a para. But Kangaskhan is getting severely weakened by the Rocky Helmet, so now I can go into Necrozma as he goes for the rocks there. I believe I wanted rocks on my own, so I go for the rocks there as well. As now I can go into Empoleon. He goes for the Air Slash. And, oh yes, I remember what Empoleon said I am. So I'm Swords Dance Empoleon with knockoff Aqua Jet and Drill Peck for Mega Venusaur. So, I believe I'm Shucka Berry in order to help take Earthquakes from Metagross. So, yeah, I go for the Swords Dance here. He goes for the Giga Drain, and now I don't kill max defense a Mega Venusaur at that point, even with the Drill Peck. but I do a lot of damage to it, and I weaken enough for Neoking to kill it, and Kangaskhan to kill it, and Mimikyu to kill it, which is the main purpose of this Empoleon set. And now that I think about it, I believe I'm not knockoff, I believe I'm Earthquake. So +2 Earthquake from Empoleon does kill the Metagross, and that is what I go for, killing that. And I'm in Torrent range, so Aqua Jet is going to be doing a ton to Tapu Koko here, and I do a ton. So he goes for the Wild Charge, kills Tapu Koko, but now this puts it in range of Mimikyu's Shadow Sneak. And it also activates my Burden Boost for Hawlucha. So I go for the Poison Jab there. If he's defensive Togekiss, he will be able to take on this Hawlucha set. If he's offensive, he will take a lot, but he'll still be able to live, even after rocks, but that will put it in range of Kangaskhan and Mimikyu, so I go for the Acrobatics. Acrobatics actually does more than the Poison Jab does. I didn't want to risk any Poison Berry, so I go for the Acro. Does about 34, and that tells me that he is defensive Togekiss, so yeah. But now I can go into Neoking and pretty much claim a kill, or at least weaken something to the point where something else can claim a kill. So Sludge Wave is a roll, and these two were, so 38.6 and 39.7, so these were about the lowest of low rolls I can get. So that's unfortunate for me, but it is what it is. As you'll see, I'll start getting higher rolls later on. So there's 40, there's 42, yeah, so max roll I believe was like 45 or so, but I'm getting mid rolls now. And I just keep going to Sludge Wave, wasting his synthesises, and overall weakening it for something like Z Mimikyu and Mega Kangaskhan, as well as Photon Geyser and Necrozma. So there's the 44, as I just keep going for Sludge Wave. No reason not to. He is Scarf Digger speed, but he won't want to take a Sludge Wave hit. So I just repeatedly go for the Sludge Wave, as I have repeatedly mentioned, and Jim is still doing his job, losing, but still doing his job, as I now, I believe he kills me off this turn, yep. So good goodbye Neoking, but he definitely weakened Mega Venusaur enough for Mega Kangaskhan to kill it with the Body Slam, so well done. He has Scarf Digger speed, and I have no switch into this, so I will go into Mega Kangaskhan. Alright, so the reason why I go into Mimikyu is because he has no switch into Mimikyu, he has no switch into Mimikyu. B, Necrozma, while defensive, if I get crit, I can possibly lose to Hitmonlee. And because he is defensive Togekiss, and judging from the amount of damage I did earlier with Hawlucha, I know that Necrozma outspeeds him. So that is basically the reason I didn't go Necrozma here. He goes for the Earthquake here, as I go for the Play Rough. Also, Photon Geyser did not kill from that range. So, yeah, I go with Play Rough there. It doesn't do enough, but it does, sorry, it does do enough in order for me to kill with the Photon Geyser a turn later. If he crits me, again, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, but he doesn't that turn, and I go for the Moonlight, just heal enough as much as possible before I go for the Photon Geyser and get my kill. So, yeah. Diggersby is gone. And now he goes into Togekiss, thinking he might outspeed. He does not, though, according to my other calc. So I go for Photon Geyser and just kill the Togekiss. So farewell to that, as now he goes into Hitmonlee. I Moonlight up on the off chance he's like a Psychic type berry. So now he goes for the Poison Jab, trying to get the poison. He gets it first turn, but that is fine with me, because at this point I don't think he is the Psychic type berry, and even if he is, I will be able to kill it next turn. So goodbye Hitmonlee. Yeah, so that's my week 6 match versus Ace. Definitely a good game to him. And yeah, let's just move on to week 7, I believe, versus Alex. So Alex also has a threatening team with Megalopony, Azelf, Thunders 2. Klefki can be an issue, but I have ways around it. I believe I'm rocking defensive Necrozma in order to take on Megalopony. Ditto to help me with Thunder's T, as well as Megalopony if that thing gets out of hand, and then Mimikyu. I believe I am a Z variant SD in order to give me a some safety insurance in case Lopunny gets out of hand with the disguise or something along those lines. Yeah, again, I don't remember what these 3 sets are. Actually, I do remember what the Mega King skill set is. I believe my Mega King set was, I'm pretty sure it was Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, Return, or Body Slam. So if I got rid of Mega Lopunny, that thing just won the game. I was Spadaf in order to take on Thunder's T, but he goes for the taunt. It's probably expecting me to get Brock since I just go for the knockoff. And his Expert Belt is gone, so that U-turn tells me that he is max attack, but I just go for knockoff again. And he's Expert Belt on 2 things, which kind of surprised me, but it is what it is, as he now goes for the Psychic on the Ditto. And because he got that Spadaf drop, I cannot stay in. I will die, so now that forces me to switch out into Hangshun, and I took absolutely nothing from that. Yeah, so I just Mega Evolve right there, as he goes for the Volt Switch, and now he brings in his Rocky Helmet Stoutland, which caught me off guard. I thought he'd be more of a banded variant with Scrappy to try and take a Crozma out for Mega Lopunny, but that's not the case. But because of that damage, I know that I outspeed and go for the rest. As he tries to go for the T-Wave, again, my Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, Mega King can win the game if I play my cards right and get rid of Mega Lopunny. But now he goes into Azelf there, and I just go for the Earthquake. So I wasn't sure what he'd switch in to Nidoking. If I was special, then Azelf died, and Stoutland died. I thought maybe he might be fearing me to be special because I switched in Nidoking versus Stoutland, but I was just trying to dodge a potential T-Wave, and yeah, but he definitely made a good call going Azelf there, dodging the Earthquake, as now I don't want to stay in, I want to go into Empoleon as he misses his Zen Headbutt, unfortunately, as I believe I go for the, I try to go for Rocks here, I believe, and I can't because he taunted me, as he now goes for Thunder Punch, which does a lot actually, but knockoff can now kill. The crit actually did matter, but it mattered, but it didn't. I had the Aqua Jet in the back, so after a knockoff I killed with Aqua Jet, but that would have revealed that I was Aqua Jet, and he still didn't know at this point, so that was beneficial for me. But now he just goes into Thunderous, and I want to preserve Aqua Jet on Empoleon and Priority, just in case Lopunny somehow gets weakened enough where I can put it in range of Aqua Jet. But now I just go into my own Thunderous, or my own Ditto, and try to weaken Thunderous as much as possible in order to try and lure an Aqua Jet in later. Again, I don't want to go Empoleon here. I want to bluff the fact that I am actually not Aqua Jet. I knew he'd go Stoutland, but I haven't switched into that in Empoleon, so that was the whole idea behind that, and I also wanted Rocks up versus him. So I doubt he had Superpower, and I was correct in that assumption, as now he goes Thunderous, but little does he know that I do indeed have the Aqua Jet. So I go for the Aqua Jet there, and Thunderous is gone. But yeah, Phyllis is definitely putting in the finest, as now I can go into the Necrozma and pretty much take on Adamant Lopunny. If that is the case, I am Rocky Helmet in order to help weaken it. I'm also Sword Stance Necrozma in order to beat Muck in case that thing becomes an issue. Don't want to reveal it just yet though. So I switch out, I believe, into Mega Kangaskhan, because I know I can take any hit on max HP, and he seems to be a defensive Muck set. So I'll go for the Sleep Talk here, hoping that I will get a Curse. I do not. Return is actually a bit worse than getting a regular Rest, because now I'm weakened even more. I did crit him though, so that's unfortunate for him, but now I can just go back and out into Empoleon, as he makes a good double into Klefki. And he can either defog these away, or he can get up some spikes or whatnot, as I believe I just go for the knockoff, trying to get whatever item he has away from him. But yeah, now I go right back out and do my Kangaskhan, knowing I can take any hit. As he goes for the Psychic, he expected me to go Nidoking, but really I just wanted to, I believe I wanted to waste a Sleep Talk turn, and, well, I didn't go for Sleep Talk that turn, because if I got a return versus a Stout Wind, I would have died to Rocky Helmet. Now I can go for the rest again. And he goes for Torment, which I thought was actually very interesting. I believe I did go for the Sleep Talk and got a return, which is fine. I prefer Curse at this point, but I'm not complaining. That helps weaken Klefki for things like Mimikyu, as now he makes the play into Lopunny, knowing that I cannot go for Sleep Talk again because of the Torment. And then he makes a very good double into a Alolan Knock, knowing that I'd go into the Grozma there. So definitely a good plan on his part. I figure he's going to try to pursue Trap Me this turn, so I go for the Swords Dance. As he takes some Rocky Helmet damage, now I can go for the Earthquake. If he's not Shuka, I do kill, but he is Shuka, and that doesn't do much damage as he now goes for the Knockoff. And I believe he gets the Poison this turn, which is definitely unfortunate for me, because now I have the Moonlight up until I can get to a good amount of HP in order for me to take returns from Lopunny. So that's what happens the next couple of turns. I go for the Moonlight there, and now I can just kill Muffled Earthquake. So if Mega Lopunny does not create the Fake Out, I will be able to live return. But I do not live Fake Out plus return, as he is revealed to be the Fake Out. And the Necrozma is pretty much down to the count at this point. No reason in saving it really, because Spikes will kill it. I do not have Defog on my team, so yeah. So at this point, my way of winning is with Mimikyu. I have to keep the Disguise at all costs. So I go for the Play Rough here just to kill whatever wants to come in. Don't want to reveal my Z yet, because I need Z in order to kill Klefki if that thing becomes an issue. But yeah. So now I definitely cannot stand, because I still need Mimikyu's Disguise in order to beat Lopunny. So I go out and do Empoleon, because he goes for the Psychic. Doesn't do anything. I do have the Sucker Punch on Nidoking, actually. So if I need priority, I still have Sucker Punch from the Nidoking and the Empoleon. So that's the idea behind that. I still want Aqua Jet from Empoleon left, so I do go into Nidoking, just sacking it off. Again, Sucker Punch really didn't do much. And if he had the Quick Attack, he killed Nidoking anyway. Now I can go into Mimikyu. I can still live another turn of Spikes damage if I do decide to switch out. So I go for the Play Rough here, the Z Play Rough, or the Mimikyu Z. Let's snuggle forever. And Klefki just drops. So yeah. Now Mega Lopunny comes out, and I know I have to switch. If he goes for a Fake Out, I pretty much lose the game. So I switch out into Empoleon, knowing that Fake Out will put me in Torrent range. So yeah, so I go for the Aqua Jet there, just to do as much damage as possible. If I do get a crit, I win the game with that, as he misses high jump kick in the last ditch effort. Yeah, that miss was definitely unfortunate. If he didn't miss and connected, I had to hit a Play Rough to win the game. But definitely good game to Alex, and let's move on to my Week 8 match versus Justin. So Justin also has a very threatening team. He has Infernape, Jolteon, Tornti, Renopus, Shaman, and Crocodile. Shaman is a very big threat to my team, and you will soon see why I say that. So he leads Jolteon. I knew that Justin liked to bring Jolteon to pretty much all of his matches. So in order to help stop that, I brought Scarfcap Lulu. Now on the off chance he stayed in with Jolteon to try to get a Volt Switch off or something along those lines, I would be able to kill it. So I go for the Wood Hammer, I believe, just to do as much damage as possible. As his Shaman, I believe, is on the, I think he's max HP Shaman. As I just go for Wood Hammer again, just trying to do as much damage as possible. I need it damaged so I can kill it with Greninja and then Kangaskhan and Mimikyu later. But yeah, I am Spadef Kangaskhan. So him getting a Spadef drop is actually very unfortunate for me, because once I Mega Evolved, I had enough bulk to take on another Seed Flare, and I could go for a Wish and then protect, and then just try and stall him out. So that is very unfortunate for me, as I reveal the protect here just to get some more health back from the grassy drain and to stall him out of more seed flares. So that's the idea behind that. I believe I'm Spadef Kangaskhan in order to help take on Z Torn, which is a big threat to me. At least the Hurricane Torn is. So I go right back out into Tapu Bulu, knowing I can take another hit. Now I believe I Horn Leech up just to get some more health back. I'm not sure if he has something to hit Bulu with, but he goes to the Seed Flare there and gets a Spadef drop, which means I cannot I cannot keep Horn Leeching. So now I do have to switch, and I go into Phyllis and Polion as he goes to the Seed Flare again. And guess what, everyone? Another Spadef drop, and my Defiant set is revealed. Yeah, I had no switch into this, to be honest, so I just sacked Napoleon. I figured it was the most sackable mon on the team at this point because it can't really touch Shaman, and Shaman is a huge threat for me at the moment. So I go into Greninja just to try to weaken it with the Ice Beam and to stall out some more Seed Flares as he gets another Spadef drop. Okay, this one didn't matter, but at this point I was like, alright, is this Shaman Sky? But looking at his team, I really wanted to get the Toxic Spike because if he's not defog on Torn, they are there to stay. So I go for Ice Beam again to get the freeze. So I got lucky there. But yeah, Shaman needs to switch out now. Oh, so it was revealed to be Natural Cure. That's very interesting. No, but I'm just kidding. But he goes into Infernape here, and I am Water Shuriken in Torrent range, so I know 3 hits will be able to kill the Infernape. So I go for the Water Shuriken there, and I do get my 3 hits, and Infernape is gone. So that is very good for me. Now he can go into Jolteon, and Greninja's pretty much done his job at this point. If he is Scarf Crook, I have other ways to deal with it. I am Culver Necrozma, by the way, so I will be able to take that on too, as he goes for the Volt Switch and just kills the Greninja. But now I can go into Mega Kangaskhan. I can live a Flying EMZ no matter what. If he is like Fighting EMZ, I won't live, but if he is that, I figured that'd be a less threatening set, as I believe I go for the Wish there. And Crocodile, even max attack, cannot kill me, but I don't want to risk it. If you want to go for Rocks there, that'd be definitely a good plan on his part, but I need the health back in order to help take on Jolteon, and the Shaman, and the Tornadus T if that becomes an issue. So now I can go right into Necrozma as he just gets up Rocks there. So definitely a good plan on his part, and now I know he's not going to want to defog these away. So he goes for the knockoff there, as I believe I get up my Rocks of my own. And now the whole point of the plan is to just stall him out with Moonlights. So he goes for Earthquake there, gets a crit, and the crit 100% mattered, even if he was like an Earthquake variant. But that's unfortunate for me, but it happens. Yeah. So now I can go into Tapu Bulu and start getting some health back. He has to deal with Toxic Spikes, he has to deal with Rocks, but thankfully he just lets Crook go down. So yeah, definitely good for me as I get some more health back, as now he can go right back out into Shaman. And I just start Horn Leeching to get some more health back as well, trying to stall him out of Synthesis and trying to just get enough health so I can come in on Reuniclus later, as well as Jolteon. So yeah, that's the idea behind that. I do not know whether or not he has Air Slash or Toxic or Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Poison at this point, as he does reveal to be Hidden Power Poison. That's unfortunate for me, but I have to go for the Horn Leech this turn. Pretty much because I die to Rocks if I don't, and I know he's going to go for Synthesis now. So just getting back enough health in order to come in on Rocks later. And now at this point, I believe I do switch out into Mega Kangaskhan, knowing I can take a Seed Flare and a Hidden Power Poison. But yeah, now I can just start wishing up again, and yeah, so that's how this is going to go down for the most part. I go for a Wish there. If he's defensive Reuniclus, he will be able to take on Kangaskhan. But I believe he doesn't have any Seed Flares left at this point, so he's trying to preserve them. I think he has 1 or 2 left at this point. I believe 1 actually. But yeah, now I can just go for the Wish again. in case he did want to get a seed flare drop on me in that turn. Again, grassy terrain isn't up, so it won't be doing as much as it did before, as he now goes for the seed flare as I go for body slam, and I get a crit there, which definitely helps the match not be prolonged as much as it normally would have been, as he can now just go for the synthesis. Again, the toxic spikes from Greninja is definitely helping me a lot. I probably would have lost this game without him, so that is very good for me as he goes into Arena Fist, revealing to be Magic Guard as I go over the body slam, just trying to kill Shaman, and judging from the damage, I know that he's max HP, max defense. So I now go into Tapu Bulu, and the reason I go into Tapu Bulu is I don't want to bust Mimikyu's disguise. And if he did go for a recover there, or if he did go for like a Calm Mind there, I would be able to weaken it a bit more. And yeah, so that's the idea behind that. Okay, so this turn, I don't regret at all. And I made this play specifically because I know in general how people tend to play. So instead of going for a Swords Dance and trying to win the game at this point, I am Ghost Game Z Mimikyu, right? I know that he's not going to want to free Mimikyu up to set up a Swords Dance and win. I know he's going to want to try to break the disguise as soon as possible, even if that means weakening Reinforce a bit. So I go for the Ghost Game Z. I know it will not kill. I do know that. But I need Reinforce weaken in order for Kangaskhan to win the game. Kangaskhan is my win con, not Mimikyu, right? So even with the grassy terrain leftovers, Kangaskhan still would have been able to kill Reinforce at that point. And yeah, so that's pretty much why I just go straight for the Z move there. And if he did decide to switch, then something would have died, and then I could have set up again. But yeah, that was the whole point behind that. So now I go for the Swords Dance. I know I can take a Thunderbolt from Jolteon because I don't believe he has Specs and or Life Orb. So now I can go for the Shadow Sneak at +2. I do kill, and that is exactly what I do. So I'm still thinking in the back that he's Z Tornado, so I definitely got to be wary of that. I just go for the Shadow Sneak at this point, doing as much damage as possible. If he does miss the Hurricane, then I can possibly win with Mimikyu, but he doesn't. He goes for the Hurricane, and he doesn't connect. But now I can go into Mega Kangaskhan, and I can go for the attack just to see if he wants to go for a Z move there. But he wants to go for the U-turn, and that's completely fine with me. I'm guessing he wants to get some more Regenerator back to try and live a Body Slam or two from Mega Kangaskhan. But now I go for the Wish as he goes into Shaman, and his strategy is soon revealed. He wants to get the defense drop on Mega Kangaskhan in order to kill with Tornadus T, so that's definitely an issue for me. If he does get a Spit F drop, he does win the game. But I need to be at as much of a healthy point as possible in order to take on a potential Z-Torn. So I go for the Wish that turn, just to try and get as healthy as possible for when Torn comes in, because Shaman, even with a Spit F drop on Kang, cannot beat Tornadus T. If he does get a Spit F drop, then that's unfortunate. And I realize at this point, Shaman dying is more important than max HP on Kangaskhan. So now Torn comes in, and I'm still wary of the Z move, so I go for the Protect just in case he wants to go for it there, as he goes for the Hurricane. And Body Slam does kill at this point, so there's really no point in trying to go for the Wish and potentially getting confused, so I do go for the Body Slam, and I do kill the Tornadus Therian. But yeah, definitely a close game versus Justin, and definitely a good game to him. Again, guys, I'm sorry for taking so long to record these Hive matches, but nevertheless, they are here, and they are now. So expect more content on that front in the future, and thank you all for watching.